Okay, I'm gonna have a bit of a look in the assembly system. So it looks like, from what I've read, it's a little bit of a Minecraft style, where you dump in parts into this pattern and it has to be a correct pattern, and only then it discovers what that tool is. So let's try some things out. Place crafting parts, so let's see. Okay, now I can understand why the guy said that it's almost impossible to know what's the proper pattern. Let's see if it makes sense though. I've got a base earth room. Let's remove Loo rune for a second. That adds block to items. Let's put something that's an item. Actually, let's put used to add attack and structure to items. So what do I have? Water, crit, defense, penetration, talisman, weapon, requires metal, dust, healing, evade, talisman, weapon. So I guess maybe use these ones. So let's see. Oh, bug. Okay. I'll put one here. Alright, I'll put one here. Oh, I need to put this maybe. Okay. Let me put this. It is quite bizarre. You can see where the confusion is. Maybe you have to get recipes for that. I won't do any of that as of yet. I'd like to draw you guys to some thoughts I had about the game. It seemed at the start that there is some kind of a linear progression, similar to how Guild Wars work. You can see the 3 bars here I was talking about, each one providing 40k of experience needed. But now that I'm thinking about it, the progression will become slower and slower, because if you actually look at the skill tree, first look at the skill tree. With each skill that you're taking, the number of skill points that you need to spend increases. So first one was 1 skill point, this was 2 skill points, this was 3. I'm assuming this will be 4, although I cannot be sure. But then if this is 4, this will be 5, this will be 6, etc, etc. You can actually see by the length of the bar how it increases. Probably stabilizes around here, but yeah, you need a lot of skill points, and then when you think about it, with the ability wheel as well, as you unlock more and more, or higher and higher tiers, you need 3, 4, I needed 7 anima points before to actually unlock the experience ability, elite ability. So thinking about that, assuming that you need suddenly 5 skill points, then even though the progression is linear, if you get 1 skill point at the end of this bar, you will essentially need to fill this bar 4, then 5, then 6 times to just increase a skill point. Unless of course you choose to average out your skill points across a multitude of skills. But if you do seek to specialize, yeah, you're gonna have to essentially level up really high. So even though they say that there's no levels, the progression becomes slower and slower and slower if you want to specialize. If you want to disperse it across a multitude of skills, yeah, the progression is very fast, but you're gonna be a jack of all trades, master of none type of character, which is probably not very useful for endgame raiding, dungeons and whatnot, which I'm not sure exactly what this game has in that regards, but yeah, it's not gonna be any good. You always have to specialize in these sort of games. So in effect, they say that there's no levels, but there are levels, because you do need to level up to gain the skills, and leveling becomes slower and slower. Sorry, leveling does not become slower and slower. Acquiring new skills becomes slower and slower, but essentially that rank in which you gain new skills becomes slower and slower, and so to reach that rank. And so in effect, it is exactly the same type of leveling progression, whereas if you take WoW or some other game like that, 1 to 10 is really easy, then 10 to 20 is slightly longer, 20 to 30 slightly longer, etc, etc. And then when you get to around level 70, to get from 70 to 71, it's a grind, let alone to get from 70 to 80. And I suspect in this particular game it's going to be something similar along those lines. So there is no leveling as a concept, but there is leveling in practice. That's how I would say. I might be proven wrong, but we'll have to see. Wait and see. Over and out. Okay, let's do this again. The Kingsmouth Code.
Kingsmouth is a book of secrets, an illuminated manuscript waiting for those who would read between the lines. I've seen it spelled out, the hidden truth of this blighted Garden of Eden. For are we not seekers of knowledge, you and I?
Don't know about
Even
you,
a
but I
man
don't
of
care
God
about
can have his eyes open to further enlightenment and illumination. To be illuminated under the eye. The pyramid?
Illuminati.
Illuminati. I'm with the Illuminati. I don't have a badge or anything like that. I'm what you might call a hobbyist member. But I earned it. I did extensive research on the net. The code words I followed led me to forums. Secret forums. Forums that don't show up on Google. And I'm an avid poster. A valued poster. I know
He's
there are
trolling the
paths in
forums
Kingsmouth, not
of
on
the
any map.
Illuminati.
The work of the Illuminati is everywhere.
Damn.
A secret gospel, chapter and verse throughout the town. Signs and formulae. That's why you're here, isn't it?
Not really, but
Now,
go on.
my work is not exhaustive. There are elements of our grand plan I may have overlooked. Tiny, tiny details still left unexplored. I trust we have each other's disclosure.
Sure. Mum's the word. Alright, so I've tried to do it before. Let's do it proper this time. Follow the Illuminati symbol. So there is one. And I just couldn't figure out what it means. But now I'm thinking is maybe you need to follow the pyramid where the eye is going. Might be mistaken, but I'm going to try that this time. The all-seeing eye knows all. And so do the all-seeing zombies. Okay. leeching effect should be a lot more powerful. In fact, because of this experience skill I've taken before, I got plus 25% to leeching. So I think I should be able to heal quite effectively with my anima shot. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm still following it. Alright, I'm at an intersection now, and the eye is pointing over there. I might be onto something. I might be owed to something. Let's see what's happening. Aha. It's pointing over there, into this shack. Alright. Now let's try my theory as well. Can I actually take him down just with the healing? It'll be amusing if that's a possibility. But I think so. I think I'm actually healing much faster than he can hit me. It is much slower than I expected, but I think I can do it. This is pretty good. It's pretty slow though, it's not something I would do. Alright. Don't tell me another one. Okay, this time we'll do it properly. Just healing just enough that I'm peppering him with that. Okay. Let's go in. Warning. Blah blah. Alright. Kingsmith Bay. The eye still points to that direction. I'm gonna use the same technique. Looks like it's pretty useful. I don't think they can even take me down to half health. Then just a bit of magic. Some regular shots. De-offload and again healing. Just in case we attract unwanted attention. That was a lot of fun, actually. I liked it. Yeah, the combat here is not bad. Although, as I said before, if I took a melee class, I'm pretty sure it would have been damn boring. Alright.